Hello everyone, this is Lucas from Lifestyle Custom Homes. This video is a continuation of our series on approving a piece of land. Today we're going to talk about building permits. So you've gone to the Committee of Adjustments or the OMB and you got your approvals to build on your site. Congratulations! This can actually be the most time-consuming part of the application. So you're well on your way to getting your building permit and starting construction and moving into your new house. So what are building permits? A building permit is required by the province for anybody who wishes to do any sort of construction to their house. So to build a house, extend a house, to make modifications, to make repairs, to make alterations, you need a building permit from the municipality for all of these items. So it's not just limited to that though. If you want to put in a room in the basement, requires a permit. If you want to put up a sign, that requires a permit. And repairs to the house may require a permit, even though a lot of the people don't get one. So the best thing to do is to call the city and tell them what you're doing and ask whether you need a permit. They're very helpful. I know, personally, I know of myself, even others, who for small cosmetic renovations, they don't get a permit, which is okay, as long as you're not doing anything big. So what does that mean? If you're doing any type of plumbing or any type of structural work, you must get a permit or you can face large consequences. So a couple items is your house may sell for less because you didn't get a permit for doing the work. Another thing is you can get fined for not having a building permit. You can get a $25,000 fine for constructing without a permit. So get a permit. So what documents are part of your permit drawings? It does vary based on the scope of your project. For now, let's assume that you're tearing down an old house and building a new home from the ground up. So this will be considered new construction, and usually new construction requires the most amount of documents. So when you're making an application, you want to make sure that your drawings have all the information the city is looking for. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting time and money. So the permit drawings are reviewed by the city to make sure that your plans comply with fire, structural, safety, plumbing, and HVAC standards. So how do you go about applying for a permit? First and foremost, you either need an architect, an engineer, or a designer with a BCIN number to design and make your permit drawings. Sometimes you actually need these consultants, especially architect and engineer, to stamp on the drawings if it's complicated and it doesn't fall under Part 9 of the Ontario Building Code. If you are going out and submitting the permit yourself into the city, there are lots of small nuances that you don't know, and doing this, you're almost guaranteed to go back and forth with the city on changes, and what that's going to do is just, more time, more money. So it's better just to leave this part of the process with the professionals. So the following documents are required. We need a survey, and the survey shows the elevations, the property lines, any locations of structures and trees. A site plan. This shows all the new structures on your lot and those structures in relation to the property lines, and as well it needs to have a zoning compliance table to make things for the people that are reviewing your drawings at the city easier. We also need a grading plan. So the grading plan will show you the finished elevations of the land. Which way the drainage will flow and what measures you have to put in place so that drainage does not affect your house or your neighbor's property. You don't want to build a house with depressions. Your house is here, and then the water goes back, and in the end, water always makes its way into the house if it's not properly kept away. You will need floor plans. This is pretty self-explanatory, but it shows you the layout of every level of your house. You will need elevation drawings, and so this is the outside exterior view of your house, and it will have the windows, calculations on the area of the windows in relation to the property line to make sure you don't need fire shutters or anything like that. And it will also tell you the heights of each floor and the height of the roof to make sure, and this is used by the city staff to make sure that you're in compliance with the zoning bylaws. You will need a servicing plan, and this shows the connections of all the services, where they're coming from and where they're connecting to in your property. You will need an arborist report and a landscaping plan. So this shows the area of soft and hard landscaping. And if there's larger trees on the property, you need an arborist report, which is going to provide you, with a report on the trees. And you need this report if you want to take down any of the trees. And you'll also need to pay money to the city to take down the trees in most cases. So you will need structural drawings. This shows the structural framing, any of the loads, and it would also show you the sizes and specifications of the foundation and the footings. For simple construction, an architect can stamp these drawings. If it's something that's outside the interior building code, you'll need a structure engineer to design and stamp the drawings. You need cross-sectional drawings, and this shows you what's behind the walls and important structural connections. You will need HVAC drawings. This is specifications on the equipment. It's got the heat loss calculations, and it shows you which way the HVAC system is running throughout the house. So sometimes you don't need all these documents. Speak with the building permit department on what you actually need. So next, we got to go in and we got to pay the fees required in order for the municipality to review our drawings. Just for your information, a simple house will cost between $3,000 and $5,000 minimum for the drawings. By law, the city is mandated to review your drawings and get them back to you with any notes within 2 weeks. I have noticed that some municipalities are behind and they're not meeting these mandates. But what do you do if your permit is denied at the city? You will be given a notice, and it will actually note all the violations of the Ontario Building Code and any corrections that you need to make. You will take these notices to your consultants, make the changes to the drawings, and then resubmit back to the city. You may have to pay extra permit fees depending, and it's another 2-week turnaround to get your approved permit drawings. This is why it's important to get your application right the first time to avoid 4 months of going back and forth with the city. Leave this portion to the professionals, and your stress levels will go down considerably, trust me. So now what happens in the next stage during construction? So during construction, you will be calling the city to come and perform inspections, and you need their sign off to go on to the next stage. Generally, they are very, very helpful. They use their experience, and they will point out any deficiencies that will need to be corrected prior to their sign off and prior to getting your final occupancy permit. So what are the stages where the inspectors come out and do their inspections? So generally, these are the following: footing inspection, foundation inspection, structural framing inspection, rough-in for heating and plumbing, rough-in for electrical, natural gas inspection, insulation and fireproofing inspection, completed final electrical, completed final interior inspection, and final exterior inspection. So when you pass all your inspections, you will get your occupancy permit and you're able to move into your home. Great, done. So what are some other notes about building permits? One, they have to be posted in a conspicuous place for everyone to see. Two, you will need to have a copy of the stamped and approved drawings on the site at all times. This is what the inspectors use when they're going and making their inspections. So do everything by the book. Show the inspector that you are competent, and you will avoid any stop work orders or any deficiency notices. Now, if this sounds daunting, it is. Our motto is to hire good people at the best cost. These people protect you, they protect your neighbors, and they protect the city. Everyone is covered. So that's about it for the building permit process. Thanks for listening. Now, if you joined this video, then sign up for our monthly newsletter by clicking on the link. This is Lucas from Livestock Custom Homes, and remember, the perfect lifestyle is up to you.